Hi all, this is Ravish. So I've developed this custom application on the ServiceNow platform which would let you automate the deployment of update sets and custom scripts. So this video, it's a follow-up on the previous video that I did on the same tool but on a previous version. So on that video I received some comments on how I can make the tool better. So I've been working on it and I came up with this version. So this video is an overview on the updated version of the tool. So the idea is that the developers would come to the service catalog over here and submit all their update sets and components, scripting components which are supposed to be committed. So they would provide the environment definitions and the destination environment where they would like to commit this. And this would submit this request and it would create a service request which would be approved by the reviewers. Once it's approved, then all these entries would get tracked in a component tracking table. And once they are tracked in a tracking table, depending on if the change request is attached to it or not, the components will be immediately committed. If a change is attached to it, then the components will be committed when the change is inside the change window. So that's the high level on how this tool works. So let's submit a request using this catalog. So for that, I would need to select a release, select a destination environment like the QA environment, provide the definitions of dev and QA instance. So the idea is that I would get the updates from the dev instance, move it to QA, and eventually I would commit it in this production instance. So select test commit. So in the dev instance, this is my dev, and I have two update sets handy over here, which basically creates a table called as demo in the environments. So let me add this update set over here. Click on add. Let me add this second update set. So if I seen in the last video, if I make any mistakes in the update set name, it gives error saying that name is invalid. So let me enter the proper name. So it says that the v2 update set is not in our completed status. Please close this update set. Let's do that. Okay, the update set is completed. Now, yep, we should be good. Okay, I think I'm good. I provided the environment definitions and the update set name. Let me also add a script. XYZ. So it says that the script should be encapsulated in a function. So let me encapsulate it in a function. Add a log statement. Okay, now let me submit this. So this has created a service request, and for the purpose of demo, I have skipped the approval process, and that's configurable that if it's a non-production environment, you can skip the approvals if you wish to. So let's check out the tracking table where these components will now be tracked. So in the tracking table, I should see 3 new entries, 2 for the update set and 1 for the script. So for that, you need to type guru and click on component tracker. This is how the components get tracked. So when I click on it, so it says yeah, so it shows the journey of the component from different instances. So this is a dev environment, this is my test, and this is my production environment. So it says that it's already present in these two environments, and it's not present in production because we chose the QA environment, the testing environment, as the destination. So unless we change the destination environment, it won't be committed in production. So we also have the activity log over here, where the tool records all the components, like all the pulses, like what's going on with the commit, like if due to any reasons, if the update set was not committed, what could be the reason. So everything is tracked over here for that component. So for troubleshooting purpose, it can be viewed over here. And if you go to the bottom, it also captures all the update set entries. So it's not the customer XML, but just the component information. So this information is captured so that it's useful for resolving the errors and warnings. So speaking of that, the tool has 4 approaches on how to resolve errors and warnings if it sees one. So it depends on the installation which option you select. So we have the first mode is manual mode, where the tool, if it sees an error or warning, it would first wait for those errors and warnings to be resolved by the developers, and after that it will commit it. In this second mode, it's called smart accept, where if the tool sees the errors and warnings in the test environment, it would it would wait for the developers to fix those errors and warnings, and once those are fixed, then it would capture the actions taken, like was the error skipped or accepted, and then it will store it. And if it sees the same error and warning in production, then it would perform those actions again, so that the developers don't need to perform it. The third mode is accept all, where it basically accepts all the errors and warnings, and the fourth mode is skip all, where it skips all the errors and warnings. So that's how we deal with errors and warnings in this. So you would see over here, we in the environments tab, we have a couple of environments, like almost 19 intermediary instances. So the idea is that if you want to promote or synchronize these components to different development and test environments. Like example, many companies, they have uh, the different streams of work happening. They would have development 1, test 1, and development 2, test 2. So if you also want the components to be synchronized from not just from dev 1 and test 1, it should also be promoted to dev 2 and test 2. Then you can select those as intermediary instances over here. Then the tool, it will be added into the path, and then it will show you the progress, and it will also ensure that it's also committed in those environments, unless it sees any errors or warnings. So now let's see. So try to submit another request for so yeah, I want to add another component. So let's do that again. So what I would like to do is add a new scripting entry. So I would select the release. So you would see that the destination environment is pre-selected, and all the components are listed again, and the environment definition pre-selected. So what I'll do is I'll add a new script into this. Demo 2, click on add, and change the destination environment. So now we are production ready. So it asks you to attach change ticket over here. So I'll attach that. Test commit. Click on order now. So it's a production one. In that case, it would ask for the reviewer's approval. So I have a test set up, and these are the reviewers in that group. Let me prove it. So it seems like it's approved. Now let's go to the tracking table. So destination environment has been changed. Now let's see. Before that, so let's see how. So going back to that request item. So we see two multi-row variable sets over here. One shows you the before and one shows you the after. So this is for the reviewers to understand like what got changed, because as you can add, you can also remove those components, so the reviewers can take a look and compare if anything got removed or updated. And also individual components over here are marked if, example, I only added this one and I did not change anything over here, so it says no component changed. So this way the reviewers can focus on what to so they can focus on what got updated, and based on that they can take quick decisions. So going back to our component. So yeah, seems like it has been committed because all these three are showing as green. So let's check. So the table name, I believe it's demo, Jan1 demo. Yep. So let's check in the test environment if it got created or not. So yeah, I see it in the test environment and production. Yep, the table got created. So that means the updates had got committed. Now let's check if the log statements are captured. So it says demo 2. So if I click over here, it basically shows me the log entry of that respective instance. It's only useful in case if you return any messages. So yeah, I see demo Jan2 being committed. And similarly, when we go back to update set component, go back. So the hyperlink, when you click on it, it basically redirects you to the retrieved update set so that you can see what is the exact state of that component. So yeah, that is it for this overview. And in the link I'll be posting the GitHub link where you can download it, and it's also uploaded on the ServiceNow share portal. And although if you see any issues or if you want any enhancement requests, you can post it on the GitHub link. That is all for this video. Thank you all.